Hello, good people of the internet. Today we're playing United Penguin Kingdom, which is a city building game based around penguins, because why the penguin not? We're going to just play the tutorial today, if we can even get through most of it. The intro kind of explains maybe how this came about. King penguins are endangered due to climate change, especially after the increased temperatures. Penguins started to take precautions such as using indoor and outdoor coolers. Doesn't really explain how they were able to make them in the first place, but still. With the help of sustainable energy resources, penguins create a safe environment by reducing the temperature for themselves. They also use herbs and medicine when they get sick. So they're very eco-friendly, these penguins. Unlike humans, penguins never fight with each other and live in great unity and solidarity and always help each other. They cheer up with the help of entertainment venues, increase education in schools and libraries, and never forget spirituality. All penguin settlements follow the orders of the king. Settlement with the best reputation scores becomes the king in the United Penguin Kingdom. Penguins build defense towers against killer whales and thief seals. Killer whales attack watertight buildings and try to destroy them. Seals come to the food storage to steal food. And then music. Anyway, so let's click on the tutorial. There are 3 tutorials. Camera controls, professions, menu, builder's hut. I mean, camera controls is going to be simple, but so I mean, that is maybe an annoying noise. Welcome to the tutorials. Let's start with the camera controls. Let's start with finding where the sound volumes are. Maybe just turn all the sounds down. All of them everywhere. Right, okay. So camera controls, simple, Q and E to rotate, and then scrolling. Great. Let's move on to the next step. Open the professions menu and see idle penguins. Professions up the top. Okay, so we have 5 idle penguins. And then if you click on that button again, I guess it goes from one to the next. Clicking the idle, yes, exactly. Also, you can assign your penguins to different jobs in the menu. Builder's hut is a place for your builders to stay and wait until construction is planned. Let's place the builder's hut and assign some penguins to this job. Okay, so we're going to build a builder's hut. Anywhere in particular? Do we need roads? Assign workers. I mean, oh, it tells you here, right? And then we're going to assign builders. So, well, that's 4 because we have 5 idle penguins. Now we can plan some constructions. When you plan any constructions, builders gather the required materials from the warehouses first and then start the construction. Warehouses keep materials up to 1,500 amount. The game is in early access, by the way. Key kindly provided. So we're going to build a warehouse and it wants us to build it next to it. In fact, it doesn't really give us a choice. Do we need to assign someone to that? No, but they're going to go build these guys. Homeless. Okay, homeless is a problem. And we have homeless child penguins. Wow. So the warehouse keeps materials up to 1,500. Sure. And we can set a priority on that. Construction is progressing. Required materials, snow block, plastic, and wood. And we can make this the primary warehouse. So receives tasks, rewards, dismantling refunds, completed trades. Cool. When a warehouse is dismantled, its stored products are automatically transported to the primary warehouse. What happens if there's no space in it? We don't know. Yes, that's what we just read from that. When a building is dismantled, all, yep, refunded. All, everything. So we want to dismantle. How does one dismantle? Primary warehouse can't be dismantled. Oh no, okay, it wants us to dismantle the previous one. Got it. All stored are automatically transported to the primary. So 100% refund materials. Excellent, thank you. Yes, we've read this. And now it's talking about housing. So as you can guess, lovely penguins need to rest. When the rest bar is empty, penguins go home to rest. Let's build some houses. Fairly standard for a city builder to require housing. So we can build a kid's house, and it's literally only a kid's house. Kids can't live on their own. But it says decorations and coolers around give extra happiness to the house. But presumably it doesn't have as many capacity, as high capacity. If you click on a child penguin, you can see the remaining time to become an adult penguin. It takes 1 year for the child to become an adult. Until then, penguins stay in these houses. Adults live in different houses. Let's build some adult. Yeah. So they live in a lodge, which sounds very fancy. It wants us to build 3. Yeah, 3. So we're just going to click 1, 2, 3. And this is a basic dome-shaped house. You know, it's an igloo. I don't know why it's calling it a lodge. Maybe there's different grades of housing. Yeah, like the shelter is a much fancier version, isn't it? What else does it say? So this has a capacity of 3, which is smaller than the kids one. We have inadequate living space. There's a nice event log here. You can even turn off the annoying noises if that... I mean, maybe they're annoying to you. Maybe you like them. If you want to, nice button there. It depends on the kind of things which are going to be happening. But at the moment, there isn't too much happening. There is something with plus 50 over there. Anyway, the builders have to take the materials. Anyway, housing. We now have it. If you click on a house, you can see its parameters like capacity, mating rate, resting speed, and monthly happiness points. All penguins are automatically placed into the houses by considering the closest distances to their workplaces. Each house has a reproduction possibility depending on the mating rate. Mating rate is disallowed now. Let's click on the egg button to allow mating. Right, okay, so we can allow mating. So if we use the egg button to control reproduction and the speed of your population growth, there won't be any newborns when mating is disallowed. It's a bit, you know, one-child policy, or zero-child policy, but anyway. Let's focus on science. Produces science buildings that can unlock new buildings, technologies, and improvements. Excellent. I assume it started us with loads of materials. We haven't really focused on gathering materials, so maybe that's coming in a different tutorial. Can we... You can rotate the building if you want with R and F, but I'm not sure if it's letting us. Maybe because it's a tutorial. Yeah. So it rotates out here, but then when you go here, it just says, no, it has to be here. Who knows why? So we're building a science hub. Produces science points that can be used to unlock new buildings. Yeah, we got that. Requires stone and metal. I am hoping that it will teach us how to do these things. You can speed up time. But we're then going to assign 1 worker to the science hub. We get an achievement to build a science hub. So that's in this professions menu. So now we have only 1 person can work there anyway. We only had 5 penguins. I suppose we may... Well, we're going to get 2 penguins at the end of the year, but time is traveling relatively slowly. And then we're producing science points, which we've now done. What's the speed on this? It just seems to be doing it like once every couple of seconds. We have a science hub and adequate science points to unlock new buildings, technologies, and improvements from the science menu. Another way of increasing your penguin population is to build a newcomer ramp. Newcomer ramp is an entrance for new penguins to join you. Let's use some science points to unlock newcomer ramp for the science menu and then build one. Okay, so we now have there's science, there's building, there's roads. So we don't actually have any roads here, even though we've left paths. And this is the science view. Okay, so we have the newcomer ramp, which we can unlock. It also costs gold as well as science, which is interesting. So yeah, we can unlock this feature. What does it actually say? Entrance for your penguins to join you. Builds on the edge of the ocean. Still requires materials to build, garbage, plastic and wood. And we can unlock other things, but we won't do that just yet. We're obviously in the tutorial village. There's happiness, education, gold, and reputation. So those are all factors that we'll probably have to think about in the future. But for now, we're just going to build that newcomer ramp. We can speed up time to make the penguins build a lot quicker. Well, I say build quicker, but transport quicker. It also pauses when you hit thing in the tutorial. Anyway, new penguins can join your assessment. Can start or pause newcomer ramp to allow or disallow newcomers. Okay, and that's the end of this first tutorial, I think. We're going to say next tutorial. Welcome to the tutorials, even though this is tutorial number 2. Many buildings require energy to be activated. Energy generators provide the required energy to the buildings within the range. Let's build an energy generator and activate the buildings. Sure. So it wants us to build a wind turbine because we know that penguins are very eco-friendly, or at least eco-minded. So we can drop that down. Energy generating device that is driven by the kinetic energy of the wind. Energy provided to the buildings in its interaction area. So can we see that interaction area? No. Extra 2 productivity for the production buildings in its interaction area. So now it's built, you can see that area. When there is an energy required building within the interaction area of the energy generator, it's automatically activated. When there's an energy shortage, it's automatically paused. Penguins can get hungry too. Let's focus on food production. Trawling dock is a place to catch krill, fish, and squid with the help of nets. So we need food. And because this requires energy, you can see it had a little +2 sign because I assume it requires energy. That's why they told us to do it in this order. Should we? We can also pause very easily. Yeah, we got an achievement for building a trawling dock, even though we're just doing tutorials. It wants us to assign a worker. So we can do 2 of those. And produce krill. Oh, maybe it's telling me to use this button. So we're currently selecting krill. And if we want to, we can use science to unlock different things, such as fish or squid, but they require science to unlock. Anyway, so we're now collecting krill. It's saying 3 of 8 down here. I don't know what that means at that point. Do they have to transport them? Unlock with the required science points. You can catch fish and squid. Yep. 5 food types you can provide for your penguins, and each gives different happiness points to the penguins. Food storage keeps food amount up to 1,500 hungry penguins. Eat the best food from the food storage. So we need a small food storage. Does it not go into the warehouse? Maybe not. Because at the moment, we've got food. If I look at the... Where's the warehouse? I mean, we'll let them build that in the background. You're a pharmacy. There's already a small food storage here anyway. That's why we had food. So, you know, tutorial gives you things. Make this building the primary food storage. Okay, so it's similar to the warehouses that we had in the first tutorial. If we click on this, we can make it the primary, which receives task rewards from the trade center, bonus rewards from the exploration, and helps them by the king. If hungry penguins are in the interaction area of the food stand with available food, they eat in the food stand and get extra happiness points of a food stand. Is this a food stand? Is this a food storage area? Otherwise, these are food storage. Okay. Food stand serves food for penguins. There we go. When the hunger bar is empty, this place can be visited if the penguin is in the interaction area. Let's build a food stand. And apparently it wants us to have it right here in the middle. This building requires electricity, not the range of an energy generator or an active cooler. Okay, so the lodge requires electricity. Doesn't necessarily say that. Anyway, so we've built a food stand. It wants us to assign a worker, which we can do because we have idols. Food stand worker takes the best food from the closest food storage. Each visit brings extra happiness points. Penguins are using high-tech coolers that create extra ice for an area. A cooler that creates extra ice for an area. Okay, maybe some of the text needs work. So there are coolers. It wants us to build it here, which I'm hoping will expand this. Or no, it's extra ice. Do not lose their health when they're in interaction. Okay, so you can kind of see the interaction area. Cooler gives 1 happiness points to houses around. Okay, so it just makes them happier because it's cooler. So this building is at risk of killer whales as well. So you need to build defenses for that, which maybe we'll get to in the next tutorial, I guess. Coolers create extra ice for the interaction area. Okay, so just they like ice. Provide energy for other buildings except for other coolers. So it's also an energy spreader, but not an energy generator. Anyway, it's time to focus on health, apparently. Due to increased outside temperatures, the penguins get sick when out of a building or an interaction area of a active cooler. Hey, the seal maybe just stole some food from us. When the health bar is empty, they get sick and search for herbs and medicine. So we want a herbs collector, apparently. We're going to chuck this here because it's going to go into the sea. Collect herbs under the ocean. There you go. That's where we get the herbs from. Because I was wondering from this ice, where'd you get herbs? But apparently the ocean. So penguin can recover with the help of 2 herbs. So yes, this is also we know that killer whales can attack buildings at the ocean edge. So there's defense that will come at some point. You can click in this menu, or you can click there to assign workers. Good to know. So this is now working on collecting Seva. Is that a thing? I don't know. Herbs. 0 of 8. I think when it gets to 8, then maybe transports it. Because this keeps saying 8. It's not going up by 1 each time. It's just going to go up by 8. There you go. Anyway, a sick penguin can recover with the help of 2 herbs. Yeah. Pharmacy is a place to keep herbs and medicine up to 2,000. When the health bar is empty, they get sick and search for herbs and medicine. Right. So they don't die, they just go to the pharmacy. I thought we have a pharmacy here. Why can't we just go here? Anyway, it wants us to build a pharmacy. So we'll do that. Maybe it needs to be in range. Makes sense. Can't make them walk all the way over here. But you can also make it the primary pharmacy. We'll speed up time a little bit to make them get there a bit quicker. And we can click on this and make it the primary pharmacy, which again, as with all the other things, all the means it receives any herbs you get from the rewards. They go to the closest pharmacy. And now they have roads. Roads enable faster walking speed for penguins. Cost 1 gold for a road. It wants us to build 15. So maybe, I don't know, let's build a road out to here. And like this. No, a pharmacy to pharmacy road. Well, I built too many. When you dismantle a road, you get 100% refund of the cost. If you have uninvited guests in the settlement, hungry seals visit. Yeah, we do. Look at them go. They steal food. Ice Spear Tower attacks any thief seal within the range. If there is any available ice spear, let's build an ice spear tower. Right, okay, so defense. So we want to defend our towers, our food storage. So we have like 1 here and 1 here. Can make this high priority. We don't need to. Just speed up time a little bit. There we go, they're building the tower. Now we need to assign a worker. We need to produce ice spears. So do they produce them in here? They require ice blocks and turn them into spears. So presumably that is what will happen. Can produce ice spears and then attack killer whales and seals that come within range. Okay, so we could put one of these near here as well. They'll probably make us do that in a minute. In the defense towers, there you go, we're attacking this thing. Oh, it has 50 health. Did we kill the seal? Attacks thief seals, but I don't know if it died. In the defense towers, never leave their workplace for their personal needs. You know, dedicated army people. So attack thief seals, we kind of need the game to provide some. Here's one coming now. I suppose maybe the angle depends on whether we actually do it. Here we go. So maybe we just missed before. Should check the calendar to see if a group of seals will attack your settlement in the future. Penguins in the defense towers never leave. Yep. Killer whales approaching. Let's build a defense tower to attack. Ice cannon attack any killer whale within the range if there are any ice balls. Okay, so ice cannon. Let's chuck it here. That's much bigger. What does it say? Produce ice balls and then attack killer whales that come within range. Penguins in the defense towers never leave their workplace. And the range you can see there is this green circle, so it should defend both these, and I suppose it will say, or remove this little icon in a second, once that's done. But let's speed up time to get this building built. What else we need to? We'll then need to assign a worker, produce ice balls, and attack one. Okay, that's starting to be built now. Assign a worker. Requires 8 snow blocks, which I guess someone has to deliver. You can see someone's delivering now. Excellent. And so the ice spear is also defending it. Well, this didn't really seem to work very well. Like, attack quicker. I think maybe if you've got some of the balls prepared, it's gone. Well, it maybe let the killer whale attack too soon. Killer whale destroyed your building. Yeah, it did. As you see, you need more and better defenses against killer whales. You should check the calendar to see if a killer whale will attack your settlement in the future. Open the defense menu. Okay, so it tells you here, this is where it's telling you in the calendar. Up the top, group seals, killer whale in April, and also annual support payment. Defense menu is up here. So we have killed 0. Let's pause the game for us. Apparently we've completed the second tutorial. So you can see we have, well, I'm not sure if this is saying we've got multiple of them, but we definitely have 14 ice spears in there and 5 cannonballs in there. So yeah, in the fencing you can see the list of your defense towers. So yeah, probably would if you have a third tower, even if it's the same, it would appear as a separate item. And the total number of killer whales and seals that you killed. Let's go to the next tutorial. And of course, it wasn't loading it, just waited for me to click. So the third, and I think the final tutorial then, welcome to tutorials, even though it's the third tutorial. Decorations provide extra happiness points to houses in the area of the interaction. Let's build decorations. So that's on this tab at the end, and they want us to build a vase, which gives 1 happiness point to the houses around. Requires 10 stone. We still haven't worked out how we get stone. Maybe that comes in the annual support payment. Possibly. Let's speed up time. Residents in houses that are within the range of any decoration will collect extra happiness points at the end of every month. If you click on a decoration, you can see the list of houses within the range of this decoration. If you click on a house and hover on the decoration section, you can see the list of decorations that give extra happiness points to that house. And you can build a carousel for child penguins with model leopards, seals, leopard seals, on which words. In which words? Anyway, so it was mentioning you can see which houses, so you can then click on the lodge, and vice versa. You can see. I thought it said you could see the decorations the other way. Like if you click on the lodge, it tells you. But maybe I'm missing that. Maybe there's somewhere else. Anyway, it wants us to build a carousel. So that's again in, I was going to say decorations, but no, that counts as fun. Maybe it's children require fun, or maybe adults can have fun as well. What does this do? Revolving machine with, yep, each visit brings 2 happiness points. So the penguins can visit it. When the fun bar is empty, this place can be visited if the penguin is in the interaction area and there is an available seat. So it doesn't say that it's just for child penguins except up here. But there must be some fun things for adults. So yeah, we just read that. You can see the total number of visitors for all time and the current year if you click on the building. So yes, adults require or can use an ice rink. An enclosed area of ice for skating, even though the whole thing is kind of ice, but I suppose maybe that gets cleaned specifically so it's easier to ice skate. Total visitors of all time is 0. But this is where the children live, so that's fine. So yes, in the fun menu, ice rink. I'm going to stick it up here. What do you say about this? So again, 2 points of happiness each time for each visit. Fun bar is empty, and it's pretty much the same thing. It's just the children can't work, presumably, but they require different buildings and different fun things to do. This also doesn't say adult penguin, but presumably children penguin can't come and have fun here. So yeah, again, same information as the child one. And then it wants us to build a temple, place of worship to increase spirituality. So in community, and there are lots of things here like high school, educates children. Any child penguins with a minimum of 50% education can attend high school, so that requires you to have a school first. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get to talk about these things. Let's think about temples and spirituality. So whilst that's building, we can read. So it brings 2 happiness points, but it's more spiritual. So why would you build an ice rink? Oh, it's about the spirituality bar. So this, if they require fun, they go to here. If they require spirituality, which I can't say this morning, spirituality, then they come here. And it's exactly what it says. It's very similar text. It's almost copy and paste. Education, so we were talking about this before. Build a school for lovely child penguins so they can get some education until they reach 50% education level. So it doesn't go above that. Speed up time. Again, I'm hoping at some point the tutorial will tell us where we get these materials from. Garbage, wood, plastic. I mean, snow blocks, presumably you can mine them out of nothing. Things like garbage and wood, maybe you have to, on plastic, you have to get from the ocean. Yes, high school education. But first, it doesn't want us to do that. It just wants us to build a treasury. So be careful with spending your gold and focus on finding ways to earn more. So without a treasury, you can't store any gold. Which I guess makes sense. Save to keep your gold up to 1500. And again, you can make it primary, which, what does that do? Must be enough space for gold, otherwise penalty reputation points will be applied because of insufficient treasury limit. Presumably you should just lose some because people just steal it, but anyway. Reputation score is the overall evaluation of your settlement. This score depends on your settlement's happiness, education, gold, fun, resting, spirituality, meals, decorations, coolers, and public happiness. So if you click on this, then it tells you all the points. We're going to maybe take a second or two to look through this. There are 2 more sections where you can check your positive and negative temporary reputation points, here and here. Remaining time and the reason for each applied temporary reputation point can be seen on the list. I mean, I kind of want to go back to that menu, so maybe we will in a second. Every settlement of the United Penguin Kingdom has a settlement level. Profile menu shows the ranking of your kingdom. On this menu, you can also see the minimum requirements to reach the higher settlement level, keep the current, or skip the current. Okay. High assessment levels unlock new sections on the science menu. Okay, so before we click that, let's just click on the reputation menu to see what's going on. So happiness is 18.83. Is that good? I don't know. But it gives us 188 reputation. And education, I think, is a percentage, so 10% doesn't seem very good. But that gives us 108, so presumably that can go all the way to 1,000. Maybe all of them could. And gold is like divided by 10. Maybe up to some limit, I don't know. But if you... It was saying, you know, with temporary things, if you maybe have too much gold and not enough treasury space, then maybe that counts as a temporary reduction. Don't know. Average happiness score in this category. So every penguin has these categories, and basically, although really, aren't they always going down to 0? So they should be on average around 50%, depending on how many penguins you have, with the exception of decorations, coolers, and public. Public what? Anyway, and child penguins are separate. Tutorial village, which is the name of this. This is our profile menu. So it was mentioning the ranks. Each evaluation is made at the end of the year and then shown in the annual report with your yearly performance in detail. It's best to keep an eye on the profile menu to reach a higher settlement level or to keep the current one. Okay, we're going to go look at that in a second. Badges, it says no active at the moment, but they are active for a year if the requirements are met at the end of the year. So it's like an end-of-year reward, in a way. Each badge has some requirements and rewards. Earned badges are shown in the annual report. Let's open the badge menu. But first, let's go look at the profile menu so we can look at it in a bit more depth. So we are tutorial. I think that's just our name. This is like a leaderboard, but... this is a leaderboard, but it's like all happening at the same time. It's just AI stuff, maybe, presumably. Reach. So to reach the city title, so we're a village at the moment. The next one up is city, so we need a score of 1500. So we're quite a way away from that. And then above city, it is, I guess, just province. Looks like 3,500 is the mark there, and then 6,000 to become a king. Unhappiness is 18%. So it is relatively low. Anyway, the badges menu, as it told us. All tutorials are completed successfully. Please go to the main menu, but we want to read this first. So the amusement badge, in fact, it's a real shame that we can't just have a look there. Just because, you know, we're looking around. I suppose if you're in the game, you could look at it properly, but as an example of a badge, amusement badge, you build an ice rink, 1 cafe, 1 cinema, reach 250 visits, something, and 200 visits or something else, which will then give you an ice bath. However, given that you're not going to build an ice rink and a cafe and a cinema every year, probably, you're only going to have this active for 1 year, this ice bath, and extra happiness from nightclub visits. So, or maybe just having built one is enough to keep that requirement, and you just need the visits to keep going, maybe. Anyway, you can see on the left the various different badges. 1 for beauty, 1 for chef, so probably very similar, but it's related to food. 1 for energy, again, probably similar knowledge badges related to science, I assume. Wealth badge for money. Anyway, this has been the tutorial of United Penguin Kingdom. I may even do a video with a new game just to see what it's like to, you know, start from scratch and put all those things into practice. But I want to thank you for watching. Leave a like if you have liked it. Leave a subscribe if you want to follow the channel and find out more. Otherwise, I want to wish you all the best. And have a great whatever it is, wherever you are. Thanks, and goodbye.